Election day, right? Election day. Just checking on some last minute text messages from you guys out there. Diane, will you number the one I just gave you, 124? I just sent you one. I'm in no hurry for it. Hi, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on Voice of RuralAmerica.com. It's election day in America. I really enjoy election day. I do. I like the election night coverage. I'm not saying which particular one. I bounce around. I generally like when Republicans win, and I'm over at MSNBC and they're all like losing their SHI asterisk and all like, oh my God. I tend to like those. But we will see, today being election day. You know what? I like election day. And I'm going to go into great detail. Now, they want you to vote early, Republicans and Democrats. It's all a money thing. It's all a money targeting. You are an algorithm. Yes. So if you go vote, the minute you vote, your name comes off the electronic poll pad. As soon as you check in, your name comes off. And those high-tech, the data starts to shrink, and targeting, right? I mean, there's no need, if you have voted 3 days before an election, for you to get a mailer. There's no need for you to get a text message. They cost money. There's no need. They can manipulate and target, right? And they say that's good. But I think if they just had to focus on the issues and had to focus on asking for your vote every single day and not change the narrative. See, the campaigns can change their narrative. So if you go vote early, 30 days in advance, some early voting's up to 45 days, right? As that pool of voters narrows, they can also figure out who's left out there and some targeting messaging to the individual. I mean, the whole thing is a industry of great corruption. It's called elections in America and the candidates. It really is. So I do not vote early. I don't think we should vote early at all. We go on election day. here's your chance. If you're the best candidate, here's your chance. We'll find out that night. That being said, you know what I really enjoy? Now, I am not a senior citizen. I know I'm not. I'm not getting the senior citizen discount. It might be around the corner. It might be right over there. But not yet. Not yet. I'm almost there. So I know what have you ever lied and taken the discount anyway? Oh, I hate that you put me on the spot. Would you like to see your discount, sir? I refuse to answer that question. But that being said, I love election day when senior citizens get dressed up to vote. I love it. They're going to town. I mean, I want to go back. I really do. You know, it's election day. So you get up, you have a good breakfast, right? Senior citizens, they're retired. They're in a little condo or a little farm or wherever they're at. And then they get dressed. They get dressed. You know, the ones that this country, they get dressed. And they put on their go to vote clothing. Yes, dressed up. Go in there, cast their vote. They do it so they can have a little early lunch out, and then drive the Studebaker. Drive the Studebaker or their old Plymouth back to the house, put it in the garage, dust it off. That's an outing. I love those. I love those. Do you know anyone like that? Do you? I do. Now, one more thing, and we will get this show on the road. It's election day. This is me. If you've never been here for election day, this is it. Do you go and vote with your wife? Do you go together? Do you go, or with your husband? I have to be careful. Or with the gay guy next to you. Just saying, relax, folks. Let's not get all bent out of shape today. So, do you go and vote together? Do you get your little sticker put on there? Do you go vote together? Do you talk about in the House the vote? Do you have a how we're going to vote meeting? I'm serious. I'm talking about this. Do you? Do you sit at the kitchen table? Do you call the family together? These are not jokes. This is serious. Do you? Do you call the family together? Sit at the kitchen table, have a how we're going to vote meeting? Do you and your wife have a vote canceling issue in the home? Do you talk about how you can vote? Now, I will say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get in the trouble on the Most High, as you well know. My mom was not able to publicly say she was a Democrat, God rest his soul, till my grandfather died. He was an old Democrat. He was an old Democrat. Not just old. Ooh, he was an old Democrat. Tough old Democrat, my grandfather. Yeah, I'm telling you that. Not on my dad's side. Ooh, hell no, not on my dad's side. That's Republican. But my mom could not publicly say she was a Republican until my grandfather passed. She couldn't do it publicly. There you go. I know I'm in trouble for telling that story. Someone said to my mom one day, "Why are you a Republican?" And she can answer the question, but said, "Why are you a Republican?" And here we are. I think I'm only 12. You know, my brother's 10, my other sister's 8, and my other sister's 4. No joke, right? And at 4 years old, we already know in our house. And my mom says, "Well, Gerald has got all four of these kids as Republicans, raising them as Republicans. What am I supposed to do? So there you go. That's all the stories for this morning. But it's election day in America. We have a public service commissioner race on the ballot, right? Give me number, let's go with Alex. Hi, Diane. I didn't say hi. Oh, I'm sorry, Diane. I owe my sincere apology. Give me 102. So, we have in Georgia, we have a public service commission. That's where I'm at, North Georgia. We have a public service commission race on the ballot. We have an incumbent, the incumbent over there, Tim Echols, the Republican, and we have the incumbent over here, Fitz Johnson. We have two Democrats. Now, we're going to talk about this later on in the show. We have the Georgia Hour. We'll talk about this because a judge has already approved because there is a mayor's race. Now, listen to this. Okay, let's put it out here. Let's just put it out here, get it over with, because God knows Georgia, right, folks? 100. Now, the Atlanta mayor election is today, which they're trying to whoop. Say that 3 times fast. They're trying to whoop Fulton County into a frenzy to get out and vote, or Atlanta, the city, to get out and vote for mayor. Because if they get out and vote for mayor, Democrat, they're going to pull a lever for what? They're going to pull a lever for the Democrat PSC, right? Now, that being said, give me number 96. So the Atlanta mayor race today, America will get to it. Atlanta polls stay open until 8. Now, in Georgia, polls close. Statewide polls close at 7 p.m. Now, listen to this BS. This is Fulton County. Fulton County. Do you know where Fulton County is? Right? The suitcases under the table election night, Fulton County, right? The ballots that we cannot see, Fulton County. The cover-up of corruption in Fulton County. The Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections that because of this election here would not allow Jason Frazier to be put on the Board of Elections or reappoint for a new term Stacey Adams. Yes, that's Fulton County, right? The Fulton County that will pay $1 million. $1 million, just a round number, to go to court, all the way to the Supreme Court, to stop the Fulton County Republican Party from appointing Julie Adams and Jason Frazier to the Fulton County Election and Registration Board. Yes, that Fulton County. They are up to their tricks. Yes. Fulton County. Now, what they're telling you here, what they're telling you on this joyous, it's joyous. I find joy in it. Joyous election day is that, well, you see, here's the deal. The polls close at 7 in Georgia. Now, I'm for sure Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State of Georgia, is in dramatic fashion, and Gabriel Sterling, I'm for sure they are out there right now fighting as hard as they can to stop this level of possible corruption at 8 p.m. tonight. I know they are, right? Now, in Georgia, the polls close tonight at 7 o'clock. They know the key is the municipal race, the mayor's race, and wait a minute, 99. You can also, they know this. This is corrupt as hell. The city council president is on the ballot. So, in the state of Georgia, if you're in line, now I want to know who the hell on all of these precincts. Fulton County has more voter precincts, or the Atlanta district, I mean, I think than anywhere. We got LA and you got New York. Ooh, there's another one, right? Call him a socialist, call him a Democrat socialist, call him a communist. But let's not highlight he's a Muslim and he could be the Muslim mayor of New York City, just like the Muslim mayor of London and London Bridge is falling down. Let's not highlight that. Back to Atlanta. So if you're in line, now there's supposed to be every precinct, right? Now this is bullshit. I'm sorry, Mom. Just back away if you can't handle it, all right? This is absolute BS. Because you have every precinct at a voting location in the state of Georgia has a poll manager. Yes, you have a poll manager. Now, you're supposed to go cut the line off. You're supposed to go out. I don't know how they do it, but you got a little orange cone or whatever. And you're supposed to say 7 o'clock, boom, and you stop the line. You put a cone up, and you have someone there, 7 o'clock. Anyone in that line can vote. Can vote. Anyone at that line at 7 that shows up cannot vote. And it's supposed to be monitored that way. But if you live in Atlanta and you're a citizen, or you never know, right? A non-citizen can show up and be registered to vote because they went to the DMV and the DMV automatically registered them to vote. Oh, hell, you can't make any of this up. So, what the judge said, go back to 96. If you're voting for an Atlanta issue like mayor or Atlanta city council president, we're going to leave that precinct and those voters can vote up till 8 o'clock. So how do you reconfigure those machines for an hour? Who is in there saying, because when you go on the Dominion voting machines, right, those electronic voting devices that we all know and love and trust. Oh, God, I'm killing myself. I have great material this morning. Anyhow, but when you go there, you have your ballot image loaded on a screen. You go down there and you pick this one, pick this one, pick this one, pick this one, and we know for sure the QR code is correct. Boy, I'm on a roll, right? But anyhow, that being said, who goes in and changes the ballot image, that entire ballot, at 7 o'clock? It says, oh, after this guy, we only use these two machines because it has the city on there. Oh, I see no problem with this whatsoever. Oh, you just got here? Well, you can only vote for the mayor. Why you mean I can only vote for the mayor? Why you tell me I can only vote for the mayor? Well, that's against my rights. I have rights. I'm in line. I want to vote. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. But don't worry. Do not worry. It's Fulton County. I'm for sure they will figure something out. Anyhow, that being said, we have 2 Republicans that need to be reelected. Now, I will be voting for Tim Echols. I'll say it tomorrow. No matter what happens, I'll say it tomorrow. I'm going to be voting for Tim Echols and Fitz Johnson today, the Republicans. I'm going to be doing that. I'm not going to be contributing a vote to Democrats today. All right. So you vote how you feel. May your conscience be your guide. May your QR code represent the proper selections. Oh, God. Oh, 102. So that's today in Atlanta. By the way, they found a judge that said they could stay open till 8. I don't know how it works. Anyhow, so we have District 2 and District 3. If your power bill has gone up, you may want to go for the other person, and that's the concern we have today. So we'll take that down. We have New Jersey. We have Jack Ciattarelli. Now, I know what you're thinking. All right, already. Give me number 62. I mean, I know what you're thinking. Yes, I know. I mean, I'm not going to be insensitive, I promise, right? We'll talk more about it later. But Dick Cheney is dead at 84. Unlike the kids he sent to a useless wars that died in their 20s, he made it to 84, had 3 new hearts and whatever, got shot in the face or shot someone in the face. It's celebrated. No, I can't say that. But I'm not going to be ugly about it. He's Dick Cheney, I cannot look at this guy, dead or alive. It's like I can't look at this guy and not think about Afghanistan, Iraq, the kids that have died, what took place. And come on, folks. Come on, you know you want to say it. Halliburton. Take that down. Okay, sorry to hear Dick Cheney is dead. I know I should be more sensitive. I get it. I tried. Now, so we're going to talk about the cartels because you know me. I get very frustrated with what? The fact that they're over here, right or left, the deep state or what they call conservative pundits, whatever, when they whoop everything up into a frenzy and hide what's really going on. I can't stand that. Now, President Trump is upset over the polling numbers, right? He is. He's upset over the polling numbers. He immediately has attacked them as fake. All right, fake numbers. That's okay. But give me my New York Post. Let's go to New York for a minute. Then we'll go to New Jersey and Virginia. Here's what gets me, right? This absolutely gets me. So Trump is going to, number 40, he endorsed yesterday Cuomo. Keep the commie out. Now, I have a question. So, give me number 30. 36. I'm sorry, 36. Give me 36. I apologize. So, I'm not going to say perfect. So, here's the deal. The good guy is the Republican here. Now, it's New York City. Bada bing, bada boom. It's, there's a little, just saying. It's New York City. So the best you could possibly call the good guy is the Republican, wearing the red beret. Curtis Sliwell, right? Is that his name? Sliwell, however you say it. But I know Curtis. I don't know Curtis. I know of Curtis since I was a wee little wad or somewhere around then. Then you got in the top, you got the guy running for office, the independent, who had to resign. This is New York City. I don't know if have you ever been to New York City? I was in New York City when when you couldn't come out the other end of the tunnel where they were squirting your windshield, throwing the squeegee guys, and it got a little ugly if you didn't hand your $5 out the window. $1? What's wrong with you? Just saying. All right. So I used to go to the city with Mayor Koch, Dinkins, Giuliani. Oh my God, that was a great trip when Giuliani was mayor to that great city. Now, that being said, moving right along. So the guy in the top, Status Cuomo, allegedly killed senior citizens by shoving them in nursing homes. The guy at the top had to make a campaign promise that he wouldn't spank his assistants. He wouldn't tap them as they were going by or try to smooch them. That's the campaign promise. He had to resign as governor of the state in disgrace. He is he's allegedly, I better be careful, right? He's allegedly a corrupt, we know. Now, Manzani, whatever his name is, right? He is talking about free buses, free subways, free groceries, free housing. He's a Muslim. Well, no, wait a minute. Whoa. Is capitalism, Wall Street's right down the block. Just down the block. It's Wall Street. It's where all the guys come out wearing suit and ties. They loosen up their ties, go to a Ranger game, get a hot dog, and yell F you to the Detroit Red Wings. Just saying, relax, the Rangers. Mark Messier. What a day. Now, the guy right there, he's a Muslim. Like London. Go look at the mayor of London. Muslim mayor. You ever been to New York City on a Saturday? Nothing's open. When I say nothing, right? On a Saturday. Right? Go to Brooklyn. It's very quiet on a Saturday. Anyhow. Socialist, right? Muslim commie. And the guy on the top, is he the devil we know? And the guy in the beret's the good guy, and Trump endorses the bad guy. But we're not allowed to say Muslim. I don't know. This one just like, I don't know. Are we going for the socialist. All right. So let me say now the number 55. Let's go there. We're going to come back at 9 o'clock. We're going to do the cartels. So, I'm going to change some things up. Now, do you know MTG? Going to be on the show with Whoopi today. The View. I don't think I have ever set I used to set a DVR. Do we do that anymore? Or just click on it? I have never set my recorder on The View, but I will today. I will. I'm going to. Just saying. MTG is going to be on The View today. Now, 49, back in Fulton County. Do you know this guy? Because I'm going to be highlighting this. This guy his name is Joe Rossi. Now, I'm just going to leave that hanging there. Fulton County, DOJ wanting the ballots, as we call it, the Joe Rossi, Kevin Moncla case. This is Joe Rossi. Joe Rossi tomorrow, because we're going to lay this out. Joe and I have already have a game plan. 10:30 tomorrow morning on the Georgia Hour. Joe Rossi on this program. We will do the segment called The Cover-Up. Yes, we know Fulton County has those ballots. We know those ballots show that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. We know that. We know the letter from Harmeet Dillon. Let's not gloss over the cover-up. And this guy has it down to dates, times, and who, and why, and when, and where. Joe Rossi tomorrow morning, only on this program here at 10:30, The Cover-Up, Fulton County, Georgia State Election Board, tomorrow 10:30. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. I'm not for sure what I'll do. I'm really not. It's election day. This is how I roll. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. and voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Now, what's going on at the Pentagon? Why did all the media clean out their desk drawers and leave their cubicles at the Pentagon? What do they not want to report? Now, they're going to tell you that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, has put all of these new policies in place for reporting at the Pentagon, and that's their reason, is their journalistic integrity. Have you noticed now they have journalistic integrity now? Well, yeah, I understand the 4 years, we'll just call it 4 years. That's a lapse, right? But now we have. So we're going to go into great depth at 9 o'clock on the cartels, and I'll tell you why. Because I do not support war. I watch, you got to watch and see who gets behind what. Now, we do have a military. Our founding fathers felt it was important to have a military. The only thing we should be funding, all right, we have a handful of things, was a military to defend our country against foreign and domestic, right, enemies. So that being said, I'm anti-war. I'm not wearing, tie-dye T-shirt and, a bandana and saying down with the man with my sign and, with Jane Fonda and John Kerry. I'm not doing that. But I am anti-war when I say I didn't see where we, our drug issue in our hemisphere and protecting our country. Now they called, what's his name? He ran as an independent. He did the show Crossfire. What was his name? He ran as an independent, did the show Crossfire. That being said, all right, they called him an isolationist, right? They called him an isolationist. Pat Buchanan. We wanted to build walls back then, right? Called him an isolationist. So that being said, I do not and did not support, everything in Afghanistan, everything in Iraq, around the world. I don't support all this money going to Ukraine, the corrupt Ukrainian government. These I do not support that. We have funded military in the Asian peninsula there, right? Korea, Japan. Look at how long we have funded that military. And now Korea says we're ready to take the lead on our military defense. We'll talk about that later. So all of that there, questionable. So I'm anti-war when I see Ukraine and these other things going on. But on the cartels, I actually see what could be a benefit in America. So if I have homeless and I have drugs and everything going on in America that is collapsing this great country and killing thousands of kids, hundreds of thousands of Americans, destroying the lives of our American first right here, and we kill a couple people on a cocaine boat, or we have to go in and do something to protect America, the intent, the founding fathers said, our homeland, he has my support. We're going to talk about the cartels in just a minute. So, that being said, every time it's election day, every time I see this guy, number 11, I think of this guy, number 12, right? Now, there is a reason that 11 and then 12, every time I see this guy, I think of this guy. Every time I see him, I don't know why I think of the other guy. I just get that down. All right. Nothing like now, Pennsylvania. Give me number 28. Today in Pennsylvania, you have an opportunity to flip the court. Now, in the state of Pennsylvania, the way it works on their Supreme Court, you vote no to retention. Judges come up. They do not run against an opponent. But I call it a vote of confidence in the state of Pennsylvania or the Commonwealth. Let me get that correct. I will lose viewers there if I do not get that. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Massachusetts is a Commonwealth. Virginia is a Commonwealth. Give me another one. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Texas is a republic. Back to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They have basically a no confidence vote that their judges come up. As you can see, the Supreme Court, they have 3 judges due. I didn't look this up. The PA Superior Court and PA Commonwealth Court. All right. Now, their judges, when they're appointed, they come up and the state gets an opportunity to say no. They can't stay. That's when they get to vote on another judge to replace them. So this is big. It's a vote no to retention. The Supreme Court. So give me number 69. This is actually a big election in Pennsylvania today. Democrats feared Republican efforts to oust PA Supreme Court justices. They spent significantly more on the race. Number 70. Pennsylvania could keep its Democrat high court majority or get partisan deadlock on the bench. So there's been a lot of money now. It's not making the headlines on, most of the networks. But if you're in the state of Pennsylvania, there's been a lot of money spent on this race to vote no. And you got to remember, these are the judges. If I could get that back, number 28. These are the judges during the Pennsylvania shutdown. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the states. Remember, these are the judges that put the shutdown in place. And don't forget, in Pennsylvania, at this time, these judges were protecting. Let's see. I don't have the picture. I should have. What is her name or his name? The guy that was the Health and Human Services Assistant Director with Joe Biden. Who was that man that thought he was a woman? Could somebody tell me? Right? Remember the man that thought he was a woman that Joe Biden elevated to a naval admiral, right? Or something like that. That the trans assistant HHS secretary under Biden. Let's see who the winner is. I love to do these. Let's see. And the winner is Diane. You cannot participate. You know the rules. It's like when you a contest. Thank you, Diane. Richard Levine. right? Richard Levine. You buzzed in too slow. You could not make a game show. Diane, you have to let these people get a chance because the stream is probably 40 seconds. And family, friends, or, people that. Thank you, Diane. I'm going to say thank you. I'm having fun. Richard Levine, don't forget. Richard, Rachel, / whatever the hell he was Health and Human Services Director in the state of Pennsylvania, the shutdown, right? This is a guy, thinks he's a woman. The Wolf. Remember the Wolf? The governor of Pennsylvania, right? The Wolf appointed Richard, who thought he was Rachel, who took his own mom out of the nursing home. This is the judge that these are the judges that held up those shutdown orders. These are the Supreme Court judges that held up the shutdown orders. Anyhow, that's important. A no vote. So take that down. So we have Jersey. You from Jersey? What exit? What exit, right? The old joke, what exit? Yeah, bada boom. So let me where is my Jack Chittarelli? Where's Jack? Could have sworn I had him here. Well, let's go ahead. 82. Give me 82. These are the elections. So the New York City mayor race up at the top. Everybody's all worked up over that. Why didn't Curtis get out? He was offered a lot of money. The Republican, the Democrat, and the Independent. Now, New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill doesn't like pork roll, egg and cheese on a roll. Oh, she lost my vote right there. The people of New Jersey, look, if I live in an area where people come, hold on. Can you send me something I just got? When you say bomb threats and broken machines in New Jersey, can you send me like a news article or something on that while we're talking about it? And things are moving. This is a live show. Things are moving. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the research department being you, the viewers. All right. So Mikey Sherrill. All right. Look, folks, it might sound like very simple things, right? But you go into a store, you can go down to the end of the aisle, and you could buy drink products, water, soda. If you're listening from out in Chicago or up there in Michigan, if you listen out there, pop, whatever. But you can go down the end of the aisle, you can get a soda in a plastic bottle. You can go down the aisle and you can get a little plastic-like wrapper or something like that, kind of cellophane. I don't know what it's called, but you can get a snack cake, right? You can get a snack cake in a little plastic-type wrapper. You can go to the counter and get a pack of cigarettes, let's say, right, it wrapped in a little plastic sleeve, but you can't have a plastic bag. Now, I get that, okay? If you want to save the environment, what I was getting to a minute ago, I live in an area right here where we want clean water. I love where I live. I live at the Cohutta National Forest. I go up there all the time looking for a panther. I don't want him to find me. I'm serious, not jokes, no jokes, right? Wildlife preserve. I go to the falls and I like to walk the rocks. I know that people come here to fish. The worst misconception there is out there is that Republicans, conservatives do not want clean air or water. That's ridiculous. But if you're saving the planet, you can't have 97, 11, 52, 87 products between here and the soda cooler that are wrapped in plastics, all the above, and they say, well, how do I take, you can't have, and then you go and you can't have a straw. Can't have a plastic straw, right? Can't have a straw. Can I get a box? Yeah. Here's a styrofoam box. I'm going to put a styrofoam box. I'm going to put your leftovers in. Can't have that straw. I mean, come on, get real, right? And then there's, I don't want to go into detail. Then there's your personal property, like tree removal. You want to get a tree out of your yard, you got to go over and you got to get a permit. And then you got to pay so much because if that tree comes out of your yard, you got to plant that tree somewhere else in Jersey. I mean, it's really it's crazy stuff in New Jersey. And the people there are okay. They are not to the right, but they've gone one step too far. Jersey's an interesting one tonight. Very interesting. Virginia, Spamberger, up. Virginia has a first. I know you hate that. But Virginia has a first tonight, no matter what. First woman governor. Maybe that's what MTG wants to do. But Virginia has the first woman governor tonight. And Winsome Sears attacked Donald Trump. Donald Trump has not supported her. And I will tell you this. Remember this, and I'm going to throw this out and leave it alone. New Jersey, I just feel good about Jack Ciattarelli. I do. I feel good. I'm hopeful, right? Now, Democrats can't lose this one. So, the crime. Let's see what I got here. Okay, so you're telling me this is Scott Presler. Presler's in New Jersey, right? In 3 red districts in Cumberland County, New Jersey, the machines are down. On the phone with legal right now, Cumberland County, New Jersey. So that came out. That came out at about 8:47. We're right on there. Scott Presler. Thank you, my fine feathered friend. I'm serious. This is the greatest research department in America. Boom. So in New Jersey, 3 red districts in Cumberland County, the machines are down. Reported by Scott Presler in New Jersey, on the phone with legal right now, Cumberland County, New Jersey. So thank you very much. So, Jersey, just saying. A machine can fall off the back of a truck at any time in Jersey. Just saying. Where'd you get that suit? Back of a truck sale. Just saying. Now, Virginia. Let me get to Virginia and let me move out, okay? In Virginia, remember when Glenn Youngkin ran? All right? Now, there was a distance. Now, let's say this. There was a distance. All right? In Youngkin and Trump, there was a distance there. But Trump had to work the western part of the state, right, going down towards coal country, getting away from Richmond, getting away from DC, getting away from Loudoun County, getting away from Fairfax County, getting away from Winchester, Virginia, getting away from that area and pulling down, right? They had to have Trump in that part of Virginia. Virginia is very much, in a lot of ways, laid out like Georgia. That part of the state has to come out in record numbers. And Trump really worked hard in that part of the state. He really did. In the part of the state that had to turn out the Trump vote for Glenn Youngkin, Trump worked very hard. Now, the problem is Sears has not been a Trump supporter. I'm going to say this and get out, will Virginia, the coal country, vote for a black woman that they know does not like Donald Trump? One more time, for those out there in Yorba Linda, California, for those out there that, don't have your hearing aid turned up, for those out there, whatever, because this is where the facts come. To live, not to die, to live. Western Virginia has to come out in record numbers to meet Abigail Spamalot there. Will they vote for a black woman that always looks like she came in fresh out of a windstorm? I'm serious. I don't know why that I said that, but it does. Every time I say it, it's like, just come out of a windstorm. Will they vote for a black woman in Western Virginia, not West Virginia, Western Virginia, that they know does not support Donald Trump? Watch the numbers come out tonight. So I don't feel so good about Virginia. I mean, hey, I'm hoping, Sears wins. I feel good about New Jersey, and I am glad people are on the ground like Scott Pressler and others that are going to get this kind of information out, that we can help get it out. In New York City, tomorrow, probably a Muslim communist / socialist / mayor in New York City. Just saying. All right, so when we come back, I want to talk about the cartels. I'm serious. I want to talk Snap, number 73. I know. Oh, you didn't see I haven't said a word. Not a word about the shutdown. Are you talking about the fact that no one's talking about why 42 million Americans are on Snap? That is a stunt. We don't have time today for stunts. We want to go to cartels right after this break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, it's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Divorce is tough, but your finances don't have to be. I'm David Cross, and I'm a certified divorce financial analyst practitioner. My job is to help you get a fair financial settlement in your divorce and to guide you to smarter money decisions. Find out how we can help you. U.S. Asset Management. It's your money and your future.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on Voice of RuralAmerica.com. Good morning, Diane. It's election day. Excuse me, in America. Now, cartels. Now, I've watched the deterioration of our country, and going down one line is as manufacturing left the country and drug problems started coming in, and obviously the money that goes with it. I've watched that in my generation. I watched the progression of that. I've been wanting our government to do something about our homeland. Okay? Stop it from coming in. Stop the world from exporting it into this country. Period. Protect our homeland. That's our military. We spend $1 trillion. We're going to spend $1 trillion on our military. Stop the deterioration of everything that's good in this country immediately, whether you have to use the military or not. And ever since I did a live segment with law enforcement that looked at me where I live and said the cartel's here, that kind of shook me up. And Diane knows this story. I forget the last name, but her name was Rosa. And the cartels in Georgia brought this lady as a message to a cabin way back in the woods, and excuse how graphic, dismembered her. Cartel members. What we say in the country, 10 miles from here is the crow flies. Not even 10 miles from here, probably 6, Diane. I think you know that. Probably about 6 as the crow flies from where I'm sitting. Cartels brought a lady, Rosa was her name, I forget her last name, a mother, and dismembered her as a message. So that happened right in the county. Law enforcement told me cartel is here. They're operating. I watch Biden administration, we'll call it that, allow 30 million. We'll call it 30 million. You want to call it 6, I don't care what you call it, but allow 30 million along with all the illnesses, disease, drugs. I watched this administration for 4 years bring their branch office in, their tentacles, and set up. I mean, I didn't know the name Trey Diagua, right? Thank God Donald Trump brought it up in Aurora, Colorado. And Polis, the governor of Colorado, went on TV and said, oh, no, I just went shopping there yesterday. Nothing to worry about. So we've watched this development, and I get it. I could sit here and I can knock some things that Donald Trump does. But if this is truly going to happen, he has my support. Now, we know the cartels are operating in the United States of America, right in your neighborhood. If you don't, you do now. It's a fact. Second, right? Now, you cut the border off. So if they're not coming across the border and they have to find other ways, like maybe what they call those drug boats out in the Caribbean. So the media, the deep state corporate corrupt media will look at you and say, those boats are not where fentanyl generally comes from. Well, guess what? It can't come across the border because the border is closed. I mean, basically, it is zero sealed, and I think our Border Patrol is doing an amazing job. So this is a major industry, killing Americans, getting their fentanyl in here. I mean, you got to understand, the cartels set up their branch offices. You got guys calling back home, hey, I'm not getting my stuff, so how am I supposed to pay and kick up to you? I'm serious. So if they can't get it across that border, they have to look at other ways. So Trump has Pete Hegseth, Secretary, blowing them out of the water in the Caribbean. Our media is protecting them. Our courts want to protect them. The liberals want to protect them because there's money involved. Well, those boats are generally not the kind of boats or the route they use. Folks, the route they use is closed. So we're blowing the boats out of the water. Now, there's a constitutional crisis here, right? And we now have a military that a media that feels it's their obligation. Now, so take that. Take the war, right? In Brazil. Where are you hearing that reported? I have been Rio, the war, what was it, 119 dead, 114 bad guys, and 5 police officers? I played the open machine gun. Rio, the war. A branch from Tres de Agua from Venezuela is in cahoots with, what is it, the CV cartel? I forget the name, right? Now, Maduro, remember Venezuela, if you need to meet people from Venezuela. Don't sit down and listen to some BS from some network or even anyone on the right, left, whatever. Meet someone from Venezuela and sit down with them. I have, and I know people from. Let them tell you their memory of the rich Venezuela, the free Venezuela, right? So Maduro is a pawn as a drug cartel head, basically, terrorist. But we have the left, we have the honest, as they call, they want you to believe they are the media that's bringing attention to these constitutional crises. Now they have one. So the cartels, Rio, right? Rio. Now, on this show, if you watch every day, 1, I got to tell you, I really appreciate it. And 2, 110. And don't listen to the nonsense out there, okay? But Claudia Sheinbaum is in fear every single day. And what have I told you on this show? One of the biggest fears I have. Now, the Pentagon has cleaned house. They cleaned house. And what you watched is you watched all the media pack their stuff up and leave. Because the Pentagon wants no more leaks, period. They're not going to put up with it. I'm not going to go down that road right now. But you had to sign an agreement with the Department of Defense at the Pentagon to keep your media credentials. They threw them in a pile and walked out. And I'll tell you one of the reasons. They don't want to report. Give me 110, please. They don't want to report on what's happening. They don't. And they want a good reason. They want a plausible reason why they don't know what's happening. This lady's living in fear. I told you now, last week you heard, I don't know all the reasons why, but you heard Marco Rubio and others, right, are living on military bases. Let's put all this together. That's what we're going to do right now. They're living on military bases, right? You heard that. Broke. I told you on this program, one of the fears I have with Donald J. Trump is the cartel will kill him. I really do. Now, I think the cartel will try to kill one of the members of our cabinet or someone to send a message that they can get to the president. I'm serious. Now, this woman, she is in fear, total fear. Her country is totally run in Mexico by the cartels. She doesn't know what to do. She cannot publicly come out and say something negative about the cartels. She cannot come out and address certain things in public, or it'll be her last day. She'll be dead. No joke, right? Now, give me, let's go with this. So there's a report. Why would Trump do this? That Trump may go into Mexico. Yes. Give me video 2.
Would include American troops and intelligence officers on the ground striking drug labs and cartel leaders south of the border. This would essentially open a new front in the president's military campaign against cartels, which is thus far focused on strikes against alleged drug-carrying boats. Well, on Saturday, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth announced what appears to be the 15th boat strike in the Caribbean. Following all of this, Courtney Q.
Alleged. Now, why would we go into Mexico? Right? Why? Now, let me show you this. Give me 119. I can't believe I did this. Well, Mexico Sheinbaum pledges justice after murder of outspoken anti-crime mayor. Now, I can't pronounce the mayor's name. New York, this was one day. I cropped this morning. This happened Saturday, folks. Outspoken Mexican mayor who declared war on cartels is killed. Yes. Sheinbaum is living in total fear. I go through the social media. I see the people that call her a front for the cartels, and I get that. And I'm not telling you I like Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico. Total, complete fear. She has to come out and say we're a sovereign country. She has to come out and say Donald Trump, stay out of Mexico. She has to. Murder of Carlos Manzo. A killing bearing the hallmarks of the blank new generation. Fox News, Mexican mayor who took hard line against drug gangs, shot and killed. Mexican mayor killed during Day of the Dead celebrations in Mexico. Give me number 120. Murder of the mayor, a killing bearing the hallmarks of the Jalisco, is that Jalisco or Jalisco, whatever, new generation cartel. A hitman linked to CJNG shot dead the mayor, who had arrested the group leader in August. Here he is, being outspoken. 121. Here is a picture of the mayor just November 1st. It's the 4th, right? 122. The shadow of the cartel looms over the assassination of the mayor of Mexican city of Uruapan. Shot dead on Saturday. 123. Mexico, a country caught between mafias. The murder of the Uruapan mayor and the leader of the Limon Growers Guild in whatever province that is down there, or state as they call it, reveal a I can't say that word. I always struggle with it. Shift, a paradigm, right? Is that what it is? Shift in organized crime, where complex extortion schemes have taken over the entire region. Now, that being said, the paradigm shift in organized crime, folks, you just had to bear with me if you knew. Every once in a while, my brain doesn't register these things. You can laugh at me if you want, but at the same time, I'm the one that brings this information. Now, cartels, people living in fear, Mexico, Venezuela, Rio, Colombia, drug boats, war on cartels. Now, so the border is stopped. Now, what we're going to do, Diane, I'm going to put up video 3. And we're going to stop and start. Everywhere I stop, when I say stop, stop it. When I say start, and I don't know how much we're going to go through the video. I played this video. I don't think I played all 13 minutes. I do know I remember playing clips. This video came 8 months ago. When you close the border, this is a big money deal. They have to find other routes. This is going to get ugly. There's a reason that people are living on military bases. There's a reason the Pentagon is shutting down. You close the border, the cartels cannot get, not just get across, the branch offices in this country can't get back across what they need. So video 3. Now this is Colonel Doug McGregor. Colonel Doug McGregor. He was spot on 8 months ago. He told us this 8 months ago, that we're already at war with the cartels, and it starts with an open border and it's closed. So let's play video 3 and watch Diane for me to chop it so I can give some commentary. And I don't know how much we're going to cover on this video, but let's start at video 3.
Borders are Tom Homan warning people that, hey, we're going to secure the border, but it's going to be bloody.
Once we secure the border and make it more difficult for them to make money, it's going to become violent. You're going to see violence on the border, and it's unfortunate, but we know it's coming. Border Patrol is prepared. It's great to have the military on the southern border. They're prepared. It'd be a bad move on their part to harm any Border Patrol agent or soldier, because I think President Trump will reply with great force. And I think he has the capability of wiping these cartels off the face of the earth if they harm our soldiers or Border Patrol agents. So, word of advice, I wouldn't go there.
So that's something that's not talked about very much in the United States and not on many people's radars. Can you talk to us about what Homan's talking about there and what is the risk of bloodshed, especially?
All right, we're going to come back, but he sets it up. He sets it up and he says, once we close the border, I mean, the cartels, this is a big loss of revenue to them. Now, the media will not talk to you about this. They just want to talk about that due process, and they're not briefing Congress. So what? So Raskin and Warner and all these people can go on 24-hour news shows and say, oh, well, we feel one person on the boat. I know this many people were killed in my district by fentanyl last year, but we think one person on the boat could have been innocent. Why, he could have been the Maryland man. We must protect him more than we do the homeland. So I think there's a reason the Pentagon told him, turn in your credentials and go. Now, that being said, the border is closed. This is where we're at in this war on drugs and the cartels. That's either going to happen or it's not. Because the cartels are going to blow that border wide open again. And thank God the stolen right, They're going to thank God for stolen elections, the cartels, to get someone like a Biden back in there to open the border up to get their business flowing. Keep going.
Could there be a war against the Mexican cartels?
We are already at war with the drug cartels in Mexico and Central America. Let's be frank. That's not news. We are already at war. They have been at war with us for decades. It has simply reached a fever pitch now. I like Tom Homan, and I wish him all the success in the world, but I am very, very skeptical of what I see happening because I haven't seen a decisive move to do the things that need to be done. We've talked about this before. First and foremost, you must take control of the border with the U.S. Army. Certainly augment it with Marine Corps ground forces, but you've got to do that. And a military commander must be in charge because we are at war. That's number one. Everyone in that operation should report to him, whoever he turns out to be, whoever is ultimately selected. And I'm talking about anywhere from 40, 50, 60,000 troops, depending upon the composition of the force. There has to be a systematic surveillance regime set up that looks hundreds of miles into Mexico, that is downlinked in real terms to forces on the ground. And you have to set up a barrier system. You know, all of these things have to be done systematically and thoroughly. It's what we need to do. I don't see that happening. I see incremental contributions here or there. Well, we'll put something here, we'll do this. And now threatening the cartels, the cartels are not interested. They don't care. They have almost an inexhaustible number of people that they can throw at us in all sorts of ways. They have a lot of money. They have access to some of the best military technology in the world. We'll probably end up having things like javelins shot at us before long. And we always knew that once you close that border seriously.
All right, now I want to start back there. Javelins. They have enormous amount of money. There's rogue people. Okay, now I don't know. I don't want to get linked to this, right? But we never talk anymore. When's the last time you've heard anybody talk about the military weapons that we sent Ukraine that showed up on the black market? It's like, do we hear that anymore? Right? Does anybody talk about that? Why did that shut down? Why is that no longer a conversation? Ukraine is corrupt. We've been told that military equipment that you and I, the American people, sent to Ukraine ended up on the black market for sale. The cartels have $1 billion. We'll give them $1 billion. They got billion plus. They got money. They're well funded. They're backed by countries much like Maduro in Venezuela. They have branch offices in this country ready to strike. They've got terrorist cells. How come every time you think of a terrorist cell, you think of someone that flew in from the Middle East? That's could be true. Could be very true. How come we don't think of these cells all around the country through the cartels? They're ready for war. They got money. They got military. They are ready for out and out war. Now, remember, this video was 8 months ago. So maybe 8 months ago, keep this in mind, this video came out in February, maybe 8 months ago. This was all laid out, and maybe Colonel Doug McGregor was part of the planning, or they watched this. We're at war, okay? Not Ukraine, not Russia, right? No, not BS. We're at war right here at the homeland. Keep this going for a minute.
Having things like javelins shot at us before long. And we always knew that once you close that border seriously and stopped the massive flow of drugs into the United States, that you would end up having a war inside our country because the drug cartels have penetrated the entire country. They reach into all the big cities and now into rural areas. They're going to have to be rooted out. And this is going to overlap with the removal of illegal aliens, people that have no business being in the country. And I think, as you saw recently in LA, and probably will see it soon in New York and other places, the usual suspects on the left are going to encourage these people to resist. And we can't be bothered with this. We cannot tolerate it. This is the breakdown of law and order that threatens the very existence of our civilization and society. We have to take decisive action. Now, I've said from the beginning, and I mean this sincerely, President Trump needs to do these things. But to do these things effectively, he needs to get the hell out of Eastern Europe immediately. Get those forces back to the United States. Bring back the forces from Korea. Bring back.
Now, he's going to start going down the road. I'll play a little more of it, but he's going to start going down the road of winding up our operations. When it comes to foreign, and I want to show you this, Diane. Before we get ready for the Georgia Hour, I've got one or two items I want to show you, but keep this in mind, all right? Keep this in mind right here. Right here. Number 52. Here's something that you would probably be interested in reading. Lee tells Hegseth South Korea's retaking wartime operations control from U.S. would upgrade alliance. Lee vows to achieve self-reliant defense efforts for dialogue with North Korea. Some things are moving there. Now, take that down. Come back here, 50. Holy smokes, President Trump is now plotting to deploy American troops into Mexico and take our terrorist cartels. It would include American troops and intel officers on the ground. Give me number 51. Criminal organizations. Remember, this came out October 14th, 2025. So bad, criminal organizations in Mexico have begun offering thousands of dollars for the murder of federal law enforcement, with payouts escalating based on rank and action taken. Now, folks, they will not report on ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC. They will not report on any of these networks that the cartels are going to attempt to kill what we call a lower level individual in our country for a message. Right? That's what they're going to do. That's why we have people living on military bases. Exactly. And this past Saturday, we have a mayor of a major city in Mexico murdered in broad daylight, cartels. Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, is in total fear. The country is totally and completely overrun by the cartels. McGregor is correct. It's almost like he had 8 months ago a crystal ball in front of him when he was talking about the president is going to have to go into these cities. Going to have to. Now, here is Colonel Doug McGregor, a patriot, that I could tell you right now, it probably bothers him to his core with his military background to ever think about using troops on the streets. But he knows we're at war. right? He knows that. So that being said, he also said the cartels are here, even in rural areas. Did you hear him say that? Play just a little more, and then we got to get ready for the Georgia Hour. I've got a couple more things I need to do.
The forces from Okinawa. There's not going to be a war with China or Russia. He knows that. That's nonsense. Neither of them want a war with us. We don't want a war with them. He's making the right noises right now towards Iran. Perhaps he can head off that war. I'm not sure. It's a little late in the game now to stop the Israelis, particularly since he just announced another $1 billion of aid and equipment, virtually anything the Israelis want. And I'm sure that includes all of the munitions that they need to finish off Gaza and finish off the West Bank and potentially southern Lebanon and largely Syria. We'll have to see what happens, but you cannot do all of these things. You cannot conduct operations around the world militarily and then run the border as though it's an economy of force measure. That has.
All right. That is 13 minutes. Anyone should go listen to. It ties up everything we've talked about. It really does. There's a war concerning cartels, and we have to win this war. Or you talk about the country collapsing. If President Trump is gone in 2028, Gavin Newsom is president of the United States. Don't yell at me. Don't throw monkey feces at me, okay? He's president of the United States. You think that border's not going to open back up? All right. We got to get ready for the Georgia Hour. We will work on the cartel a little more in the near future. So a couple quick notes here before we go. Number 16, she was out there partying. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was out there partying, okay, with Bill Maher. Number 15, as you can see, she was at a Hollywood party raking in some bucks. She has switched gears. Yes. Tucker has a new little friend, number 19. Number 31. We'll talk about this tomorrow. I told you this was coming. Now, today is election day. I don't know what tomorrow is. In fact, I've had to already make a schedule change because tomorrow is day after election. So we're going to reschedule something because we want it to happen. We want to get it correct. Walmart boss warns of AI shakeup that will impact 2.1 million jobs at America's biggest employer. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said the transformation will redefine how America's largest employer operates from top to bottom, affecting 1.6 million workers in the U.S. Number 32, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon has warned that artificial intelligence will reshape every single job across the retail giant's 2.1 million strong workforce. Yes, shopping carts. Tired of trying to find that one lazy? Okay. I'm not going to say it. They're going to get the computer and the robot to go get all the shopping carts. What about the stray ones? Well, let's see. What if the new manufacturer of the carts puts a little tracking device in the handle and all they have to do is have the robot roam all over the parking lot to get those shopping carts and put them in a row? Because see, they have the machine that will push the carts in once they're stacked together. So we got to get them stacked together. Huh. Well, now you can't have robots just roaming around the parking lot. They'll get hit by a car. So your car has 360 sensor on it. Right? You have a 360 sensor. If you have a newer vehicle, even 2020 and on, you get a 360 sensor. You got cameras all around your car's 360 sensor. The robot will have a 360 sensor. Your car will interact with the robot. So what you're telling me is those jobs will be gone? Yes, it'll be gone. What about the person that brings my groceries out to say, do you want them in the back? Gone. So just saying. We've told you this before. All right. I just want to leave this hanging. This is going to get me in trouble. Give me number 33. We've never been so sure of an imminent financial crash. Industry leaders across all sectors come together to say these signs of the U.S. economic meltdown are undeniable. Now, that being said, let me just put this out here. We'll talk about this. Now, think about this. Think about it. Give me number 47. The Nixon shock was the effect of a series of economic measures, including wage, price freezes, surcharges on imports, tariff, and the unilateral cancellation of a direct international convertibility of the United States dollar to gold. Now, many of you have heard, but some study it, the gold standard. Nixon took us off what's called, you've just heard that, the gold standard, taken by the United States President Richard Nixon, August 15th, 1971. Now, if your dollar was silver backed, a silver certificate, go look at the presidents that died after attempting to get involved in monetary policy. Just go take a look. Silver certificate, go look at that. Do you know what that is? But your dollar today says, now it's digital. It's a digital wallet. They want a digital wallet, period. So the gold standard here, that you could redeem a dollar, it was backed by gold. Nixon took us off that. So you don't have a silver certificate. You don't have this payable note. It's a note. It's a loan from the Federal Reserve to you that you hold up. Nothing backs this piece of paper. Nothing. Crumble it up, throw it away. That's all it's worth. Well, it could be a 20. I better hang on to that one. But, so they had to back it by something. What did they back it by? That was 71. Quickly, they had to figure something out. 46. In comes Henry Kissinger, right? Saudi Arabia. Now keep in mind, Trump's first trip, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAB, right? First trip. Back our currency. Don't throw our currency away. Very first trip Donald Trump took, because in 1973, they created, Henry Kissinger went to Saudi Arabia. They created the petrodollar system, was created through a deal between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. The countries agreed to a price and trade oil in U.S. dollars. With oil standardized in terms of dollars, any country that purchased oil from Saudi Arabia would have to use dollars. Oh, yeah. That deal has expired. There's no official new deal on what's called the petrodollar. So our note, our debt, silver certificate, gold standard, nothing. So what did we back the debt with all around the world and get the people to invest in our country and make it worth their while? Petrodollar. I'll be back in 11 minutes with the Georgia Hour. Diane, take us out. See you at 10.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, it's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Big investment firms can lock out average people with their large account minimums. At U.S. Asset Management, we believe everyone should have access to experienced professional advice. And I have over 30 years of experience. Put us to work for you today. It's your money and your future. Build your retirement plan with U.S. Asset Management.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Welcome to the Georgia Hour, 11/4/2025, the Georgia Hour, brought to you by Voice of Rural America. Hi, Diane. It's Election Day in Georgia. So we got a lot to cover. Now, I've been getting text messages. Let's go here. Start right here. It's election day. And I got some text messages yesterday. I'm not for sure if I'm Republicans, I would put out some of this data that I'm seeing. It's not like people don't know it, but I think I would hold it back. I had it here just a minute ago. Now, Democrats hope, number 57, Democrats hope voters will deliver change in public service commission race. So everything has been set up. Every single thing has been set up. And maybe you weren't here at the 8 o'clock hour. And we'll talk about that again. But every single thing has been set up to try to get 2 Democrats elected to the Public Service Commission. Now, do they want 2 Democrats on the Public Service Commission to lower your power bill? There's a lot that goes on in this Public Service Commission, but one of the most recent problems we have is that public service, the commission, public service, is when you have utilities that have a monopoly over the customer, someone has to keep them in check. So you say, "What? Well, wait a minute. What is public service utility, commission? What's it even for?" You see, I can't call my power company today and say, if you don't negotiate my rates this coming year, I'm going to get another quote. You don't have that. I'm not for sure on natural gas 100% how that works in territories, right? But I do know, for example, the power grid. And that's why we have in the state of Georgia and other states a public service commission for you and I to tell the power companies, you cannot just raise the rates without our approval for the people. So it's pretty simple. If your power bill has continued to go up, you're probably not happy. Republican, Democrat, no matter who it is, you're probably not happy. And you may want to change. Because what's happened now, Republicans in Georgia have all 5 seats. There's nothing they can say. It's election day across the country. On Tuesday's episode of Politically Podcast, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Greg Bluestein, Patricia Murphy talk about the Public Service Commission race. So they have set this up, I'm going to show you, to get the win. Now, what happens today? I don't know. I really don't know what happens today. I do know this. I can tell you what has to happen for Republicans to win. But let's go back. 5. So no matter what out there, no matter what narrative it is, Republicans own it. Now, in a lot of interviews, the Republican candidates, not the Democrats, because they don't have to really go down certain roads, but Republican candidates have had to answer questions about data centers. What will they pay? Are they going to force a rate hike for residential homeowners, customers? Are they? And this is going to be a tough race because Public Service Commission, Republicans have kindly lost sight. Georgia Power, Plant Vogel, and some other things, Republicans have basically lost sight of where they stand. Well, who they're protecting, the people. So this will be interesting. Now, here's the information I would not have put out. I got this text message last night. This text message is going around. Number 58, the turnout test. GOP insiders say early voting numbers project that Democrats hold a roughly 80,000 vote advantage heading into today's Public Service Commission. On a typical statewide contest, that edge could be erased. Republicans often dominate Election Day voting. Now, why is that paragraph important? One, to get out the vote. Because a lead like that, Democrats are up 80,000 in advantage in early voting. A lead like that can be erased on Election Day. I vote on Election Day. Many of you vote on Election Day. Republicans usually take Election Day by wider margins. But they know that. So yesterday, they know these numbers. I have said this over and over. If there's no early voting, these numbers are not out. If there's no early voting, there cannot be adjustments made in blue cities. If there's no early voting, the corrupt people, regardless of what side they're on, can't say DEFCON 2, go to Plan C. Well, voting is coming in over here. Go to, let's hit the lever and pull this plan. All of it is out there, and you'll find out Election Day who wins the night, maybe the next day after midnight. Going to let it all hang out. But we have early voting. So when early voting happens, they can make the adjustments necessary. So today, rural Georgia needs to come out very strong. Has to. These two guys on the top do not win today if rural Georgia does not come out in enormous numbers to overcome Atlanta. So what does Atlanta do? Because they know the numbers. They have the beef. They got it. So what do? Yesterday, they go to the court and they say 96. We have a mayor's race. Well, wait a minute. Give me one. I want that one. Give me 100. So Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, has a mayoral race. Dickens, right? Andre Dickens, who the Kemp family, I understand, Marty and Brian like Andre Dickens. I just hear that. I hear they like him. I just hear that. Now, so they have a mayoral race in Atlanta. They have several candidates on the ballot. Okay. They also have number 99. Drum roll, please. Atlanta City Hall. Voters to decide next city council president is on the ballot. So Atlanta has big reason to come out. Now, if you live in rural Georgia, you may have a splost. You may, right? And you may have 2 Public Service Commission races on the ballot. That would be me. That's right. That's all we have in rural Georgia. If you're in a small city, you might have a mayor's race, which does what? Bring out those few Democrats. Well, I live in a red county. Well, you live in a red county, there's 20% Democrat, and those 20% probably vote in your city election, so they're coming out. Are you going to counter it? Are you just, now this is what Republicans cannot do today in Georgia and win. We're talking about rural Georgia. They cannot just offset the Democrat numbers. So, for example, I live in Fannin County. I vote in Fannin County legally, Brad Raffensperger and others. Josh McCoon, I legally vote today. Anyhow, we go 78-22. 78-22, right? Their 22 may come out today and probably will. How much of our 78 will come out? Because, see, we have to offset the 22. So the first 22 goes to the House, right? Goes to the House, your county. First 22 goes to the House to offset. You with me? Now you have to have that other turnout to start offsetting the bluest areas of the state. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Will we do it in rural Georgia? Because let me tell you here. So they know this in Atlanta. So they know Saturday, they know coming out of the weekend that the voting numbers, the possibility is out there to overcome their early voting. It's possible. If turnout happens in rural Georgia, there is a possibility to overturn what they do. So what they do in Fulton County, of all places, where they needed Jason Frazier on the election board, let's go now to, give me, I had here a moment ago, bada bing, bada boom, give me 96. Atlanta polls to stay open until 8 p.m. Wait a minute. It's a Fulton County. They'll figure it out because you can't vote for PSC. I want this one, so I want to bounce. I want to go to 102, and I want to come back to this one available. I'm going to interact. So at 7 o'clock, the polls close. All right? At 7 o'clock, the polls close. Give me 102. There you go. Tonight in Georgia. So the statewide races end for these 2 races here at 7 o'clock. Now, our law in Georgia, I'd say our law, I guess it is, but if you're in line at 7 o'clock, you're supposed to be allowed to vote. So in Georgia, polls are closed at the end of the line at 7 o'clock. So every precinct in the entire state has a precinct manager, a poll manager, precinct manager, right? And that manager is supposed to go out at 7 o'clock and put a barrier and basically stage someone there, supposed to stage one there, put a rubber cone and have somebody say, this is the end of the line. And leave the cone there, letting people know that come up that, oh, we didn't get here in time. That's what's supposed to happen. Polls are closed. But now in Atlanta, from 7 to 8, if you're late, you could still vote for the mayor and the city council president from 7 to 8. Now, I don't know. I have not seen this. Do you know how it's going to work? Is there going to be a separate door with separate machines everywhere in that county? Is there going to be a way to sort? Will there be just machines for 7 to 8 o'clock that will only have a ballot image with candidates from Atlanta split out? Who approved? Because in the state of Georgia, I don't know about city or municipal, the ballots have to be published and approved. All these questions. Who is going to separate this line? Who is going to say you can't vote in these races? Who is going to determine it? Because, first of all, in Fulton County, we already know that there's a reason why. They knew this going into this. Fulton County Board of Commissioners for the city of Atlanta, Fulton County Board of Commissioners made sure that Julie Adams was not reappointed and Jason Frazier was not put on. They'll spend $1 million to keep them off. So the city of Atlanta, inside of Fulton County, I guess they can be trusted to handle this on their own. But the judge says you can vote right up to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in this race here. Now, Turning Point Action has gotten little, if any, coverage. Now, you may have a couple news outlets, door knocking teams, ballot chase events, Turning Point Action, events across the state, very little coverage. 94. These people are getting all kinds of coverage, and I think it's worth the time for somebody to start doing the research on these people right here in Georgia. Because just when you thought it was safe to go outside because Stacey Abrams' group, I forget the name of the group, that went under, increase in young and people of color voters. Increase, right? Now, this group here, I'm going to show you, here it is, 95, increase in young and people of color voters. Now, this is not Turning Point Action, right? Nope. This is not Turning Point Action. This is, hold on here. I have it here in just a minute. Diane, give me 116. This is the group out there. should start doing some research. Building Power for Young Georgians. Our Movement. And that's what it's called. This is the website. And it's called Georgia Youth Justice Coalition. Georgia Youth, and they're getting media attention in Georgia. Georgia Youth Justice Coalition. Building Power for Young Georgians. Our Movement. Right? Give me number 117. Some of our victories. Building a brighter future. This is from their website. Fully funded education, affordable higher education, equal ballot access, 2022, electoral impact, representative redistricting, protecting LGBTQ plus youth. So this is, and here's one more from their website, 118. Take action with Georgia Youth Justice Coalition for Action. DeKalb, Decatur, Atlanta. So they're out there holding events, getting media access. You need to look into who these people are. Now, tomorrow, we will have the blame game. The blame game happens tomorrow. Tonight, if Democrats take New York City, the mayor's race, if Democrats take the governor's race in New Jersey, if Democrats take the governor's race in Virginia, if Prop 50, I think that's what it's called, passes in California to give them the green light to redistrict California, and Georgia elects 2 Democrat public service commissioners. If everything there happens tonight, there's going to be one narrative, okay? One. Now, I will tell you when it comes to the Senate race, because the Senate race will have national money pouring in. Now, I'm not saying the governor's races do not, because Jack Ciattarelli, those races have enormous amount of money pouring in. But the Senate races really get the money to pour in. If they run the table from New Jersey, New York, Virginia, California, and the 2 in Georgia, there'll be one narrative. All right? Republicans, the cowardly lions that they are, will all gather at their cowardly lion little cave, and they will start shaking and chewing their fingernails and pulling out their hair and say, this is Donald Trump's fault. Now, just stay there, okay? We may need, because nothing will distance a candidate from someone faster than a loss and new polling data, as they call it, internal, because they all have these brains working for them that are running the computer. So they're all going to look for, what does this mean? Tomorrow is the what does this mean? Voter turnout, what areas came out? Did areas that voted for Donald Trump not come out? Everything's going to get put on the table tomorrow for the blame game. Now, it's going to be a blame game on the Democrat side or a blame game on the Republican side, but it's out there tomorrow. So let's stay focused in Georgia. If we lose 2 public service commission races to Democrats today in Georgia, and John Ossoff has the bankroll, and he does. He has the bankroll. All right. He just flat does. And to beat John Ossoff, remember, there's going to be a difference. And I want you to focus on the whole John Ossoff in Georgia Senate campaign right now. And let me say this, there's a difference in holding a seat and flipping a seat. So when they go to the whiteboard, I guess it's now a computer, but matey, I go to the whiteboard. So I got my list of hold, I got my list of flip, and then I have my odds of flipping, odds of holding. They do. And how much money to pour in to hold this one, or is this a loss and I can flip this one? They start going in rooms and figuring out, can't hold that one. It's going to go. So on this side of the column, on the flip side, what's our best chance? Now, that's where the money pours in. Now, we have candidates for our U.S. Senate race in Georgia that we're all over the map. We're all over the map. Reagan Box doesn't even poll. Forget about that. She got 4,000 in the bank, right? Forget about that. Buddy Carter is very, very wealthy, but cannot convince the base that he's Trump approved, right? And cannot get people excited if he was the candidate to go up against John Ossoff, and would not get the machine. Now, folks, let's just look each other in the eye and come to terms. In Georgia, a political machine has been created. I mean, it is a monster, the machine that the Kemps have. They have everyone in fear not to say anything out of line. Even the candidates pretending to be Trump candidates are concerned to go a little too far of what it could cause them going up against the machine. Seriously. So going back to that, Buddy Carter's the nominee. The machine's not going to back him. They're not going to go out there. So you got to take that one off the list. Then you have Mike Collins. Well, between his mullet, right, his truck, and his Achilles heels of Brandon Phillips, on a general ballot, he's not going to play well, right? He's not going to play well up in Brookhaven. He's not going to play well with the white women that drive a Porsche with 4 doors, that drink wine, have one of their assistants pick up their kids from soccer because they've been drinking wine in the afternoon. You know, maybe I shouldn't say that, but anyhow, he's got a problem. And guess what? The machine, Brian Kemp, is not coming out and supporting these two candidates. So you got Derek Dooley. Okay? And Derek Dooley, Kemp endorsed. Derek Dooley. And also, the base is not coming out for him. I don't see that. I don't see the base coming out for Derek Dooley to get rid of John Ossoff. So if we get 2 Public Service Commission Democrats tonight, and Ossoff has this bankroll like you would not believe, and we got to pick from these 3 people that there's a percent that's not going to get behind, then the money people start saying, let's take Ossoff off the flip list. This has got a lot of implications of how the money, because politics is now an industry, folks, and money flows. And Can they flip the seat? Now, second, I'm going to throw something out you don't like. You're going to yell at me. Watch, I have to say it. If New York goes to a Democrat, which is a given, New Jersey goes to a Democrat, people might say, well, that's a given. Virginia goes to a Democrat. 2 public service commission seats in Georgia go to a Democrat. And Prop 50 passes in California. Start looking tomorrow to see how many start running away from Donald Trump. The media will put it out. You can't get mad at me. The media, look, these people in America are only after self-preservation of their seats, their future in politics, their political career. It's disgusting, but that's what they do. If you have, you need to understand, you don't even have state lawmakers in Georgia talking about redistricting. You don't have state lawmakers in Georgia behind Donald J. Trump. You don't have state lawmakers in Georgia that show support for basically anything the president comes out to do. Very little. They're going to start running for the exits. Now, if we lose 2026 and Democrats take over the House of Representatives, they'll start running for the cowards will start running for the exit then. This could be a premature exit, but it's possible. We have to win these 2 seats today in Georgia. Or a Trump endorsement. He will say no, but watch how fast Burt Jones, he will say no. Don't forget, well, wait a minute. Are you telling me that we have these major campaigns and they don't really want to win? The campaign team for Herschel Walker. Well, wait a minute. If Dooley is the candidate, you don't think Kemp really wants to win that one? They stand to make millions. Okay, let me just throw this out. So what you think is the coaching world in college? Win or lose, these coaches are walking away with millions of dollars. Win or lose. Right? These players now walk away, win or lose. So what you're saying is you don't think they figured that out in politics? Oh, let me tell you right now, these politicians, the political teams behind them, the team that was behind Herschel Walker, made millions of dollars in the loss. So Brian Kemp, I had to answer something, and I'm getting text messages, so I'm trying to keep up with them in case. Okay. Okay. All right. I see that. Anyhow, thank you very much. So today's very important. Get out to vote. Get out and vote. All right. Now, that being said, at 11 o'clock today, whether you like it or not, this lady here will be on The View She was with Bill Maher, number 16, right? She was with Bill Maher, and I will be out there at 11. She went to Hollywood. No matter what you think, she is up to something. MTG is up to something. Something, okay? This is not all happening just because. Something is happening here. I'm not sure what it is. There's a lot of speculation. Senate, governor, or does she want to be president? I think it's too early. I think it's too early to go down this road of wanting to be president. I'm more inclined to think, I'm more inclined to think she wants to be governor. But that being said, don't forget, give me number, I had it here a minute ago. She was at a Hollywood Halloween party the other night. Oh, yeah. And give me number 55. She's going to be on The View at 11 o'clock. I think this will be the first time, Diane, I've ever watched The View. Okay. Point. If I ever say point, I'm giving you the point. I'm giving you the point. You get the point. You know who you are. You send me a text. Don't knock blank. Point. You get the point. You get it. Okay. Till you tried it. I love when someone gets me. I really do. I really do. I love it when someone gets me. I'm like, what is it called? Touche. When I get the touche. All right. So I look forward to joining the ladies on The View on Tuesday. Marjorie Taylor Greene, standing ovation today. A lot of speculation she's going to announce something. I do not know. I just got a text message. Is Marjorie announcing today? I don't know. I really don't. Now, that being said, give me number 54. This is interesting. She has a bill out. The real estate market is in the dumps, high prices, and still high interest rates. You know what will get the market moving? My bill, No Tax on Home Sales Act, totally eliminates capital gains tax on the sale of your primary home. This allows you to keep all the equity you gained the years you owned your home, allowing you to come down a little on your asking price if you need, because you will be able to keep the equity, right? Exactly. So how do we get this bill passed? Now, when she says this is why. So if you would like no capital gains tax on the sale of your primary home, please tell Speaker Mike Johnson. Now, I'm going to tell you, you and I both know MTG, we're not partying like it's 1999. We used to, not anymore. Never partied, I want to be clear on that. But we don't. We're not friends. She participated in getting rid of me. But I got to look at the camera and tell you, when the truth is the truth, it's going to come from this microphone and this resolute desk. There was a time, it's called this time where people could afford a home. And there was such thing called the starter homes, right? Little tiny houses, because you just met the girl of your dreams, or whatever you're doing. All right, I don't want to go down that road. And next thing you know, Junior comes along 9 months later, and, you want that little house, and both of you want to move in there and, set up house, whatever. And it was that starter home. Now it's and you know, your mom and dad or somebody, maybe an aunt and uncle said, here, we want to give you a gift of $2,000 or $3,000 for a down payment. And you worked every day and your spouse worked every day and you put it in this crazy thing called a savings account. The next thing you know, you had a little down payment put together and you got a mortgage. And you know what happened is the person that sold you that home, their kids grew up or they got 2 or 3 promotions and they sold that house to you and they took the equity in that home. Craziest damn thing. They took the equity in that home and they now had a down payment and they went into this middle class America. They went to, you know, a little bigger home, right? A little more yard for a swing set and a sandbox this time. 2-car garage. I mean, wow, right? And you kept working. And then that person that bought that first home, they sold it, starter home again. They are the ones in the market for your home because you've been working and saving and you've gotten promotions and you now have a corner office in the private sector, right? And you're ready to get another home. And this one here, it's got a built-in pool, little gate, hedges. You can actually, you know, couple spare bedrooms, bathroom in the basement. So you take the equity out of this one and you buy that one. Right? And that first one buys your house because it's this crazy thing. Then there's that other couple looking for that starter home because Junior's on his way in 9 months. But guess what happened? We call it workforce housing, right? Okay, we will talk. We will talk. I can't roll this out right now. I'm going to talk to you, all right? So I'm getting someone that says that is a professional saying, I'm getting a professional saying this is a joke. All right. That's what I'm saying. This proposal is a joke. That's what I'm getting from a professional. But here's the point. If this is all smoke and mirrors, MTG, okay. My point with my whole thing is we're doing workforce housing now. Workforce housing. Government. There's no, if this proposal on capital gains, we have put our country in a position that we don't do this, and this. That I know for a fact. Now, take that down, Diane. Let me get past that. I got stuck there for a minute, but you know me. Now, we were going to do a segment tomorrow, but some scheduling changed, and we're working on something. So give me number 49. I can share with you I'm working with Joe Rossi because Joe Rossi and I, don't forget this, okay? Now, we're working on the cover-up. Don't forget there's a cover-up. So for those people out there that, you know, here's the letter. Diane, give me number 26, 27. All right. Now, there's a lot of people whooped up into a frenzy. You know, I've used that whooped up into a frenzy. And some people are paid operators. Yes, they are. They're paid operators. And they just sensationalize some story. But we all know this letter came from Harmy Dillon, right? And it's from the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. We all know the State Board of Elections sent them a resolution Department of Justice asking for help, right? Now, I showed you this. I don't know if I have it here today, but it's really not necessary. So this letter goes, hey, we want to see the ballots. We want to see the ballots in Fulton County. There is a chain of cover-up. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Joe Rossi sit and looked John Favreau, whatever his name is, in the eye and asked for his resignation. And I know Joe Rossi. That was not easy. And he has his I's dotted and his T's crossed. So that being said, everybody got whooped up in a frenzy, but I showed you yesterday, number 27. Keep in mind that this letter went out October 30th, right? And you see, transparency appears to have been frustrated at multiple turns in Georgia. The state election board has cited unexplained anomalies in vote tabulation and storage related to the 2020 election. In a letter to you dated November 7th, 2024, the voting section of the Civil Rights Transparency advocates of multiple instances of government obstruction. Wait a minute. The voting section of the Civil Rights Division, sorry about that, folks, has also been made aware in a correspondence to it on August 1st from voter transparency advocates of multiple instances of government obstruction of transparency requests, including high-resolution ballot scans, signature verification documentation, and various metadata requests. Joe Rossi, Kevin Moncla case, I've always called it that. Now, the Civil Rights Division appreciate your prompt attention to this matter within 15 days. Keep this in mind. If you take October 30th and you add 15 days, what do you get? November 14th. What is November 14th? That is the date that Judge Scott McAfee in Fulton County has given the commission to appoint a new district attorney somewhere in the state to take the RICO case that Fannie Willis in Fulton County, say that 3 times fast, had to give up and was disqualified from. So the point being is that 15 days, November 14th, that case will expire. I keep telling you, keep your eyes open. That's when all of these things concerning the DOJ will open up wide open. Don't let anybody get y'all whooped into a frenzy yet. Wait for that RICO case to disappear. Now, let's go back to this guy here, number 49, Joe Rossi. We are working on the cover-up. Remember, everything they're talking about, it was covered up through the Board of Elections. It was all covered up. Joe knows it. He has the documentation. He has it all in chronological order. Yes, I know you're shocked. I said chronological order. He has it. We're working on it. I had it set up for tomorrow at 10:30, but Joe and I, we're putting a couple more pieces into the puzzle, and we want to do it correctly because when he does this segment, we want it to go certain places. Now, I'm going to show you a Substack that relates to this. Don't forget, they're going after Dr. Janice Johnston. Okay, did I get that correct out there? Dr. Janice Johnston. Don't forget, they're going after her. Oh, I have it here somewhere. I have to go watch The View. Yes, I have to go watch The View. Now, number 20, Georgia State Election Board member raises money online for legal defense. And number 21, I'll go a little deeper into these hopefully tomorrow, because today is election day. And that's one of the reasons I don't want to have a segment in place tomorrow with Rossi and have it get convoluted, pushed back, or delayed in any way whatsoever, depending on what the election outcome is tonight in Georgia. I've got to leave the Georgia Hour open for results tomorrow. Georgia Election Board private Gmail question in transparency. So you remember last week or 2 weeks ago when they had the election board meeting, who is what's the Democrat's name on the election board? Who can give me state election board Democrat's name? What's her name? I forget her name all the time. If you can give me the Democrat's name on the Georgia State Election Board, I'd appreciate it. But you remember about 2 weeks ago during the meeting, all right, that 2 weeks ago during the meeting, Dr. Janice Johnston mentioned something about an email, and she popped up, the Democrat, and said, was that on your personal email? Right? So a little more into that, if you're not aware of what's really going on. There is a good Substack. There's a lot of good Substacks out there. And like I said, if you send me a certain Substack, Sarah, what's Sarah's last name? That was good, but I need Sarah's. That was good. I'm drawing a blank. What's her last name? Anyhow, if you have a good Substack out there, okay, not from a grifter, just saying, all right, let me know. But here is an article that is pretty detailed. I went through it this morning. It broke about 5:30, and I read this. I use do you know what I'm talking about if I tell you my Evelyn Woods speed reading course? That's so 70s, is it not? Do you know how to take your fingers and just run over? Do you know how to do that? Gazelle. Sarah Gazelle. Sarah Gazelle. The Democrat. Remember? Yeah, she is the problem. Now, here is a Substack, number 59, that in the interest of time, thank you. You guys are knocking it out of the park. I appreciate it. The AJC's shameless smear campaign, how the liberal Atlanta Journal-Constitution twist facts to target election integrity warrior Dr. Janice Johnston. All right. Now, this is Scott Howard, and he put this out. I'm going to give you a couple clips here. Here's the second one. 60, the AJC's pathetic hit piece, a masterclass in selective journalism. Here is number 61, left hanging Johnston's courage scares the hell out of Chairman John Farabee. Now, I will say that I love Dr. Janice Johnston, is very calm, even tone, doesn't raise lower, and just reaches up and gives him a smack. He does sit there, nervous wreck. Now, I got 5 minutes. What do I have left here? Folks, you can read the full report Here is the full report. And again, go back to 59. You can read Scott Howard's Substack. I'm subscribed to it. Let's see. Don't forget. Now, this is the albino rhino, number 25. He's now an insurance salesman. This guy right here. Now, he had to get a new career because he used to work at First Liberty Building and Loan, the home of the $140 million Ponzi scheme in Georgia, number 22. This would be his dad. He's now an insurance salesman. This would be his dad, albino rhino 2? Or would I, if he's the albino rhino, then the other one is a sequel? I better just stick with Plaid Dad. This is Plaid Dad. Brant Frost IV, how much money has been recovered so far at First Liberty collapse, $140 million Ponzi scheme. And I've got 22. So far, a team appointed by the judge to recoup the money for jilted investors has seized control of more than $1.6 million in assets. This is going to be a lengthy battle. The receiver has reported to the judge. This is going to take a long time, right? Now, for those of you out there within my ear, wait a minute. I think I mixed that up. For those of you out there that have an ear tuned into this program, we'll go with that. And you're hanging on to Mother Krista Frost, daughter Katie Frost, all the little frostlings, that'd be snowflakes, and Brant V, that they should be banned. Ban them, I say, from the Georgia GOP. But they didn't do anything. Anyhow, so 1.6 million. I didn't bring it up today, but I mean, I looked at a call. Like, I was looking at social media, and they had a team they put together to make phone calls for the PSC race, and Krista Frost is there. I don't know how she got there. Maybe she had to get a ride. She might have had to get an Uber because they froze the cars. I don't know. But here's number 23. S. Gregory Hayes, a court-appointed receiver, outlined the messy state of affairs following the June collapse for First Liberty, a lender that sold investors loan participation. Now, I will get into this hopefully Thursday, because I've been waiting for election. Thursday, we're going to get much deeper into this. If you want to go read the report, number 24, here is the full, you could go find the full report right here. And the United States District Court, this is the first quarter. Every quarter, Gregory S. Hayes, the receiver, will put out a report. You will see it there. Don't forget, number 2, you can always keep in mind, we lost everything. Georgia seniors lose life savings. They lost everything. Just saying. What else do we have? Don't forget, What the Fudge. What the Fudge, number 1. This is a very good example of this. What the Fudge here, that would be Dennis What the Fudge, is very, very wealthy, and he brags about it. He will ask Jesus to forgive him. I'm not making light. I'm not being I have to tell you, don't get mad at me, but he will. All right. He'll ask Jesus to forgive him. Seriously. But then if it hits him the wrong way, he'll let you know. He's got so much money, he doesn't care. He's got 20 million liquid, and he can cuss you, F you out. That's why I call him what the fudge. Oh, yeah, he will fly the F asterisk out and then say, Jesus, take the wheel just that fast. Oh, he will. Colquitt County. But you know what? The lawmakers keep swarming around his ass, thinking his don't stink, because those are not cow turds he's dropping. They're dollar bills. He's writing checks. I know you stink, Dennis. You smell like cow patty out here. But I sure do like that check you just wrote me. What the fudge? Everything about what's wrong with politics, everything's a big word, is right there on the screen. Then don't forget number 3. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. That's 11 o'clock. The View is on. Number 3, don't forget. Poor little Debbie. Poor little Debbie. Don't forget her, folks. Keep her in your prayers. Some days I just say things that are just not right. And all the top brass, number 10, let's roll that out. All the top brass has endorsed Tim Fleming for Secretary of State. I'm going to watch The View, and you have that on tape. I will see you tomorrow morning. Go vote. Go vote. Go round up, go to a Home Depot, round up some illegals. Take them to vote. I know I didn't say that. That's not right. That's against the law. Maybe Fulton County. No, it's against the law anywhere. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.